They don't print money, they print power. And you never voted for them. Hidden behind marble walls and digital screens lies an empire more powerful than any army. An empire that controls nations without ever firing a bullet. Its generals are not presidents or kings, they are central bankers. And their weapon is belief. To understand their rise, we must go back to where the illusion began. In 1694, London was drowning in war debt. The crown needed money, and fast. So private lenders stepped in, offering gold in exchange for influence. The Bank of England was born. A private institution, given royal permission to print currency and charge interest on it. That single act created the first modern debt machine. For the first time, a nation's money supply was controlled by men outside the government. The seeds of financial empire had been planted. Centuries later, the same blueprint reached America. In 1913, under the quiet shadows of Jekyll Island, a small group of bankers met in secret. They weren't politicians. They weren't elected. But they rewrote the rules of global finance forever. They created the Federal Reserve, a system that looks public but operates in private. It issues the money. It sets the interest. It decides who wins and who falls. And yet no citizen ever cast a vote to create it. When the Federal Reserve was born, it became the beating heart of a new invisible empire. A network of central banks connected through control, not democracy. The world wars that followed gave them purpose. Governments needed loans. Banks provided them, with interest. Each conflict made them stronger. Each collapse made them richer. After World War II, the global order shifted again. At Bretton Woods, the victors gathered to rebuild the economy. But what emerged was not a system of equality, it was a hierarchy. At the top sat the US dollar. Every other currency was tied beneath it, bound by invisible chains of debt and dependency. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank became the enforcers, disguised as helpers, but working to keep the world in line. Loans became leashes. Aid became obedience. And the illusion of freedom spread across continents. But the true genius of the system wasn't in money, it was in psychology. They realized they didn't need to force control. They could convince people to accept it willingly. If people believed money had value, then control didn't require force. It required faith. The empire didn't need soldiers, it needed believers. A single printed note became a symbol of trust, and the trust itself became the product. Over time, the empire grew digital. Credit replaced cash. Debt became data. And central banks became gods of liquidity, able to create money with a single keystroke. Every financial crisis made them stronger. Every bailout made them richer. And every promise of stability made the world more dependent. Today, they control interest, inflation, and even your savings, without ever appearing on a ballot. The illusion is complete. You work for money. But money works for them. They don't rule through violence. They rule through numbers, and numbers never sleep. The real empire has no flag, no borders, no armies, only debt. And the deeper nations fall into it, the tighter the empire's grip becomes. When you see inflation rise, currencies fall, and economies crash, remember this truth. These are not accidents. They are adjustments. Adjustments made by an invisible hand, calibrating the system to keep control. Because the real empire never ended, it simply changed its name. Today it's called the central bank, and it owns the world.